Okay, so let's start. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar. My name is Slaven Kartelo, and I'm the leader of PwC Academy in Southeastern Europe. PwC Academy is our brand for development of skills of our clients and our people. I'm very proud to present the launch of our new program, which is called Ready for Digital Future. And the future has just arrived. This is an international program and will be conducted in English language and online. But why did we create this program actually? Because PwC, as any other firm, also had to transform our business with new technologies, and we are using all of the tools and techniques that will be presented in the program. And we saw that it is good, and we want to share that with you as well. So I can tell you that I remember when I started in PwC, which was 20 years ago, everybody was very excited about this new program, which will enable us to work much faster, better, and do tasks much easier and have more free time for ourselves. This program was called Microsoft Excel. And for example, I was an auditor at that time. And when I learned this function called vertical lookup, it enabled me to perform work much faster, better, because this program actually allowed you to combine and match two different sets of data tables in seconds. And when I saw it, it was like, wow, just don't tell my boss about it, yeah? So for example, my boss came to me and said, hey, Slaven, can you compare these two tables, give me the differences? And then I would say to him, yeah, of course I can. It will take me some time, but I'll do it, no problem. And he said, well, don't worry, I need it in 2 days times. Then I go to the Excel, use vertical lookup formula, tap, 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 in 5 minutes I'm over. I go and grab a coffee, go for a lunch, and 2 hours later, I come to my boss and says, here it goes, I've done it. And he said, oh, wow, Slaven, this is incredible. How did you do it? I see a bright future in front of you. So this was, at that point in time, you could really impress your people with knowledge of Excel. But Excel is now used for 20 years. And unfortunately, it's still being used very widely with all the companies. Now, I would say that it's time that we show you the new Excel of the future. And this new Excel of the future are actually programs like SQL, Python, and Power BI, which are program languages now of the future. The difference between now and 20 years ago is that now we have enormous amount of data which is readily available. It's time to draw some meaningful conclusions from them, to organize them in a way that give you better insight, to automate the processes as much as possible, and avoid a lot of manual errors. Also, what's very important, I will highlight that we also have one module separated for digital transformation strategy, because you need digital strategy in order to basically, well, you need to plan for your digital transformation in order not for the train to go off the tracks. And this will be very important. So this program is all about that. I would say, let's get started. This was like a brief introduction. So next slide, please, Zhelka. Very briefly, agenda of today's webinar is we will talk about course structure and modules. We will zoom in on each module. We'll talk about important logistics. And of course, we'll spend some time on Q&A sessions. I can tell you immediately we've arranged for 1 hour webinar, but I would say that we will be much efficient overall, so don't worry about it, and just listen carefully, and we will explain everything what we absolutely need. So if you go to the next slide, this is the course structure. As we said, it consists of 5 modules. I will let my colleagues introduce later on what are the modules are, what are they about, to zoom in a little bit about them. And so I would like to pass on the word to Tanya, who will introduce herself and talk about a little bit about digital transformation strategy for you.
Thank you, Slaven. So my name is Tanya Churakovic-Yakovlevich. I've been working with digital transformation topics for the last 7 years. And basically, I will kind of shortly introduce the course you. If you can, please, my apologies. Move to the next slide. Thank you, Lelika, for helping. So basically, the course on digital transformation strategy will help you understand the case for change and actually help you break down the main drivers that are behind the market trends and competition and where you stand compared to all that is happening around you. Apart from that, we will help you understand what does digital transformation mean for your company. So that means helping you understand how defining the scope and ambition level is crucial for you to set up a comprehensive program that digital transformation actually needs, and help you understand how deep do you want to go. So that means basically that you can go changing IT systems, but you can also just go change how your website looks like. This entails huge differences and, of course, accompanied costs and efforts that are needed. With that, it goes the timing that is needed for performing the full digital transformation program. So this step is one of the key process steps that you need to go through in order to perform and set up the comprehensive program. Apart from that, we will help you understand how you can define your digital transformation levers. That means actually helping you define use cases and prioritize them based on your needs, the industry setup, and what is currently your level of digital maturity. At that stage, we're coming to digital maturity assessment. This basically means that we help you understand how you can perform assessment of where you are currently compared to the vision and the standard that you have set up for yourself. This means also understanding the gap and helping you prioritize the initiatives that will be helping you to close the gap between the stage where you are now and where you want to be. This also entails defining the enablers for your digital transformation that will help you, in most of the cases, solve a couple of use cases with one enabler, but still this has to be performed. Apart from that, and this is the part what you often hear that the companies are doing, is the digital customer experience change. This means that you understand who your customers are, how your market works. You are able to define your digital personas. You are able to map the journey that your customers go through during one life cycle of interaction with you as a company. And we will help you understand the importance of omni-channel journey synchronization. This means helping customers have a seamless experience with you without any hiccups during the communication over different channels. Once we've, let's say, handled and solved properly all those topics that are essential, then we come to the growth topic, and basically we will help you understand what are the main components of growth in the digital transformation strategy, and basically help you understand how you can monetize your digital channels, primarily meaning website and application, and help you understand how to approach social media and digital marketing. And final, let's say, section of this module will be dedicated to setting up the comprehensive digital transformation program management. That means correct governance, stakeholder management, and identifying proper KPIs to help you actually drive and track what is happening during your over the whole organization, but as well it will help you to understand what your innovation pipeline could be and what could be potentially your new business model once you have transformed to a digital company. This would be about the module 1, so I'm handing over to my colleague Sasha to explain a little bit about further modules in this program.
Hi everybody. Nice to see you all gathered here today. My name is Sasha Kendia, and I will be involved. I have been involved in data analytics for the past 9 years. I come from a technical background. I went from software development to leading teams to implementations, and now finally to consulting. So data analytics. Thanks. Data analytics is the second course of the Ready for Digital Future upskilling program. On the right-hand side of the slides, you can see some interesting facts. First of all, you can see more and more people use web on the daily basis. And of course, this number of 3.5 billion searches each day is amazing on its own. But even more amazing is that 15% of those searches have never been typed or asked before. So the way we are using the data and information is changing each and every day. There is also this social networking component, which is remarkable change in our time, because it shows that web changes through the years. Number of messages exchanged on the WhatsApp grew to 65 billion messages daily, based off user base of 2 billion people alone. So there is no need for you to be the Google or the WhatsApp to be affected by the data. As my colleague Tanya mentioned before, it doesn't matter where on the maturity scale you are currently, but you need to be actively engaged in the process of digitalization if you want your business to keep doing successful. So most of the companies nowadays don't like the data, but they lack the proper analysis. They lack meaningful information. They have this huge, vast pool of data, but the main idea behind the data analytics course is to basically allow businesses to make informed decisions. It's what is called data-driven decision making. So it's not only the size of the data that creates the problem, but also the structure of the data. So we will address this and many other data-related questions on the Ready for the Digital Future upskilling program. And I just want to make sure that you understand this course is for basically for managers and employees who need to make quick decisions. And these decisions need to be done on the daily basis usually. And you usually have no reliant data at the hand. You don't have any information at your disposal, or this information that you have is lacking or it's outdated. And what this course will do, it will help you organize and understand the practices and how to approach the decision-making process. And also it will help you understand the tools that you have at your disposal. So can we please move? Thanks. So as my colleague Slaven already mentioned, the SQL is basically the new Word and new Excel these days. Why? Because it's fast. It has no obvious limitations like famous 1 million rows that you can have in Excel, and that's if I'm talking without any advanced techniques like pivoting the tables, etc., which is basically a standard now these days. What is really setting the SQL apart is the separation of the analysis of the data from the data itself. So what you can do is you have the possibility to rerun the analysis on a completely different set of data that you have. And sometimes you will try to approach different challenges using some previous techniques that you already used, and that's great. That's the way that you innovate. That's the way you should approach all the challenges that you have. I also have one question. You don't have to answer it right now. You can tell me during the Q&A session, but please take some time and think about it. Do you have any similar challenges in your line of service? And also, how do you tackle, how do you tackle the challenge of planning, of deciding without actually having the data at hand? And just to clarify more, how long does it usually take for you to acquire these numbers? So please, if we can, in Q&A session, talk about it a little bit more, I would really appreciate it. Please, let's move forward. Thank you. Fourth module, RPA helps you automate the process. What it does, it imitates the humans using company credentials. It uses the same flows as our employees. It stands for Robotic Process Automation. I just want to make sure it's robot is a software-based. It's not a humanoid robot. It emulates and performs tasks exactly as the user does. But not only does RPA affect your processes, it helps you remove repetitive work from you and from your colleagues so that they can focus more on creativity, on strategy, on new ways to help your company go forward. RPA helps you improve your bottom line. And of course, that is important. You can cut the costs by lowering, but what you can also do is you can lower the number of errors. You can lower the manual work that is done each day. And these bots have the ability to work 24/7. So usually the greatest improvements that we see after we implement the RPA solutions at our clients is the ones in the compliance and the productivity section. So these are the most important ones, I would say. And now we can switch to the next slide. Okay, and Python, that's our last module. Actually, it's the tool that we will use, but the real way to improve your business results is the adoption of the machine learning, of the artificial intelligence, and of the predictive analytics in your daily work. So on the slides, you can see some global stats about the improvements in productivity from the AI usage, willingness of the customers to share the data. And of course, these are all very impressive results. In something which is fully digital, like Netflix, content recommendation, help them cut back on advertising costs. They offer you your next movie to watch based on your previous selections. And that's amazing. They cut $1 billion. But you don't have to be a huge player like Netflix. And smaller scale solutions can also help you perform better and outsmart your competitors. On more serious note, amazing work is done in the field of medicine. You can see medical advances are not new. Usage of advanced algorithms in different fields. We've seen it from agriculture to medicine to retail. Nowadays, it's considered business as usual. So I would advise you all to join us on the Ready for the Digital Future upskilling program and to find out more.
Okay, super. Tanya and Sasha, thank you very much for this. I think to me it seemed that in really understandable and easy language you explained the importance of the program and the flavor for the participants that they can get actually from this program. I very much like this predictive analytics part actually. It amazes me how you can actually follow past trends and then combine them and then machine to actually recognize what can happen in the future, and that's like very, very exciting, this predictive analytics part. That's, well, it's like having a crystal ball, but machine does it for you actually. So, I mean, next topics are logistical details of the program, just for you to be aware how much time actually takes from you and what you get from it. We will be starting on 1st of July, actually finishing on 15th of July, so everybody can go on a vacation. It's a half-day program because our experience on online trainings actually tells us that we are not able to listen for the full day on online trainings, but half of the day, if you're very concentrated and not distracted by other things, can be very, very effective on online trainings. We deliver it virtually, like we said. It's delivered on English language. And now about the pricing of the program. Well, the full program price is €1,000 plus VAT. What we have is an early bird option, and I can tell you for every participant of this webinar, this early bird option is extended up until 25th of June. The original was 16th of June, which was basically yesterday, but now for you until 25th of June, which is then €800 for the whole program. But what we maybe didn't highlight before, and it's time to highlight now, what we think is great about this program and competitive advantage is that we actually are not selling a seat to a specific person. We are selling seat to company 1, company 2. So each company has a seat. That means that you can send different people to different modules on one ticket. Why? Because we recognize in the companies, different people are dealing with strategy, different people are dealing with data analytics, different people are dealing with some kind of program languages. So you can send several people on individual modules for price of one ticket, which is great. Also, if you do not want the whole program, then we have a single module price. So you're only interested, let's say, in Power BI. Then you can also apply to each individual module. But then, of course, the full price of individual program is applied, which is €300, and there is, of course, no early bird option. So this is about the program itself. Like Sasha said excellently, I do invite you to come to our program, to be part of the future that is coming. I hope that you got a glance and flavor what is this program about. We have excellent people and excellent idea how to present it to you, and hope that we can help you digitalize and transform your business and improve your business in that way. I would say that at this point in time, our presentation part is over, and we can even now, like we said, stop recording. We did record because there were a lot of people saying that the time is not suitable for them, but they do want to hear about the program. So that's why we have been recording so far. But now